Wait a second. Let me ask you a very simple question. Why do some celebrities make us feel like we've known them for years? Why is it that after watching an interview, listening to a podcast, or seeing just a 30-second clip on our phones, we suddenly think, wow, they actually seem so genuine. They're really down to earth. Fame hasn't changed them. But what if that feeling is an illusion? What if the people who seem the most real to us are actually the most carefully constructed characters? Because today, we're not talking about scandals, not cheating stories, not celebrity feuds. Today, we're talking about something much more interesting. Because one of the biggest secrets of modern celebrity culture is this. Stars are no longer trying to look perfect. They're trying to look relatable. And the strange part is, we think it's real.
When stars felt untouchable,
Celebrities used to be very different.
they felt distant, untouchable. Huge red carpets, security teams, mysterious private lives. You couldn't reach them. You only saw movie stars on television. You barely knew anything about a musician's personal life. And maybe that's exactly why they felt like stars, because people loved mystery. But then, the internet arrived. Then, social media. And suddenly, everything changed. People no longer wanted to admire celebrities from a distance. They wanted breakfast with them. They wanted to know what songs they listened to in the car. They wanted to see their messy morning hair. They wanted to know what they bought at the grocery store. And celebrities realized something very quickly. Mystery created fascination. But relatability created addiction.
Think about it. A celebrity turns on the camera, messy hair, no makeup, holding coffee, and says, "Guys, I'm really not feeling great today." At first glance, it feels real because they don't look perfect. In fact, they look flawed. But here's a fascinating psychological detail. The human brain interprets flaws as proof of authenticity. Because real people are flawed. Real people have bad days. Real people are messy. Real people make mistakes. So when someone shows us carefully controlled imperfections, our brain doesn't sound the alarm. Instead, it says, you can trust this person. And that's exactly where the game begins. Controlled imperfection. Because perfection doesn't sell anymore. Looking imperfect sells. But pay attention. Not real imperfection. Controlled imperfection. And there's a huge difference. Real life is messy, unpredictable, uncomfortable. But digital authenticity? It's carefully edited. How much you cry. Which angle gets filmed. What music gets added. Which exact words are chosen. Sometimes, every detail is planned. And the audience never notices. Because the brain sees something else. Humanity. Why we want to believe. Now here comes a very interesting question. Why do people want to believe this so badly? Why do we become attached so easily? The answer might be loneliness. Because for the first time in history, millions of people spend hours every day with people they've never actually met. Think about it. You watch an actor for 10 hours a week. You follow a singer's live streams. You listen to their podcasts. You watch their morning routine videos. Years go by. And your brain makes a very strange mistake. It starts thinking, I know this person. but you don't. The parasocial trap. Psychologists call this a parasocial relationship, a one-sided emotional connection. You feel like you know them, but they have no idea you exist. And here's the unsettling part. Your brain can process that relationship almost like a real one. That's why people sometimes react intensely when a celebrity gets criticized, because it stops feeling like a celebrity issue. It starts feeling personal, like a friend is being attacked, like someone close to you is being judged. Part of us thinks, no, they would never do that. But do we actually know that? Or do we only know the version we've been shown? The business of being real. Because cameras are interesting. They seem to show everything. But in reality, they only show what's selected. We don't watch hundreds of hours of someone's life. We watch carefully chosen moments. And sometimes, those moments are part of an image built over years. Think about it. A celebrity may have multi-million-dollar brand deals, image consultants, PR teams, social media strategists, and all of them might be asking one question. How do we make people connect with them? Because once people connect, they stop being viewers. They become loyal followers. And loyalty might be the most valuable currency in modern culture. Are they fake? But let's be fair here. This doesn't mean every celebrity is fake. Not at all. The truth is more complicated. Because sometimes people really are genuine. And at the same time, they're also a brand. And both things can exist at once. Someone can be authentic and still carefully manage that authenticity. That's where things get complicated. Because now reality and performance have started blending together. We do it too. There used to be a wall between stage life and real life. Now there isn't. People now turn their lives into performances. Not just celebrities. Everyone. A coffee photo, a gym video, a vacation post, a random, candid moment. Maybe we're all doing the same thing, showing a version of ourselves. Not our worst version, our most selected version. And maybe that's why we struggle to recognize the celebrity game. Because on a smaller scale, we do it too. The biggest lie? Now, let's go back to the question from the beginning. What is the biggest lie of relatable celebrities? Maybe the answer is this. The lie isn't that they tell us they're real. The biggest lie is making us feel like we truly know them. Because we don't. We're only watching them. And there's a massive difference between watching someone and knowing them. One last question. So next time a celebrity looks directly into the camera and says, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, pause for a second and ask yourself, am I seeing a real person or a very well-written character? Because maybe the most successful stars of the modern era aren't the best actors. Maybe they're simply the actors who seem the most real. And maybe the strangest question of all is, are they performing? Or are we the ones who desperately want to believe?